Steve Jobs shares his personal story of dropping out of college and emphasizes that success is not determined by formal education. Dropping out of college was one of the best decisions Steve Jobs ever made, allowing him to pursue his interests and find his true path. Steve Jobs emphasizes the value of following curiosity and intuition, as many of his successful ventures were a result of stumbling into something priceless. Believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart even when it leads you off the well-worn path, and that will make all the difference. Losing his position at Apple was devastating for Steve Jobs, as it was the focus of his entire adult life. Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to Steve Jobs, as it freed him to enter one of the most creative periods of his life. Death is very likely the single best invention of life, as it serves as life's change agent. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition, as they already know what you truly want to become. Steve Jobs shares 3 stories from his life, including his unconventional path to success and the importance of connecting the dots in life. Steve Jobs dropped out of college because he couldn't see its value, but it turned out to be one of the best decisions he ever made, as he was able to focus on the classes that interested him and pursue a more interesting path. Steve Jobs dropped out of college and took a calligraphy class, which later influenced the design of Apple products, including the inclusion of beautiful typography in the Macintosh computer. Trust that the dots will connect in your future. Have confidence to follow your heart even when it leads you off the well-worn path, and finding what you love to do early in life will make all the difference. Steve Jobs reflects on his journey with Apple, from its humble beginnings to his eventual public firing, and the devastating impact it had on him. But he also starts to find a glimmer of hope. Steve Jobs' firing from Apple was a blessing in disguise, leading him to start new ventures and ultimately return to Apple, emphasizing the importance of finding passion and doing great work for satisfaction and success. Remembering that you will die is the key to making important life choices and avoiding the fear of failure, as death is the ultimate destination we all share and the best invention of life. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition, because they already know what you truly want to become. Steve Jobs' life started with a series of unexpected events, challenging the idea that our paths are always predetermined. Steve Jobs dropped out of college and it turned out to be the best decision of his life, leading to his success in Apple. Learning calligraphy at Reed College influenced the design of the Mac, making it the world's first computer with beautiful typography. Having faith in the fact that the dots will connect in the future will give you the courage to listen to the voice of your heart. Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that happened to Steve Jobs, leading to the creation of Pixar and the movie Toy Story. Steve Jobs lived by the philosophy of living each day as if it were his last, constantly questioning if he was doing what he truly wanted to do. Have the courage to listen to your heart and intuition, because they already know what you really want to be. Steve Jobs shares his life lessons at Stanford, emphasizing the importance of passion and overcoming language barriers. Steve Jobs shares 3 stories from his life, including how he was adopted and eventually went to college, dropped out of college, struggled, but found success by following passion and interests. Steve Jobs learned calligraphy in college, which later influenced the typography of the Mac computer and subsequently all personal computers. Have faith in yourself, embrace love and loss, and trust that everything will connect to your future. Steve Jobs started Apple, faced failure, but found his passion and started again. Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that happened to Steve Jobs, leading to creative success and finding his passion. Keep searching for what you love and don't lose faith. Live each day as if it's your last. Listen to your heart and don't give up, even in the face of a diagnosis, as there may still be hope. Don't waste time living someone else's life. Listen to your heart, stay hungry, stay foolish, and have the courage to learn and grow.